Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in today's second video. We're going to be doing the November forecast from GavsWeatherVids for today's second video. So, yeah, we're going to go through the CANSIPS model, CFSV2 and Basic Climate Centre, see what they're all showing for November. And then I shall give you the GavsWeatherVids November forecast, and we'll have a little sneak peek at December as well at the end of the video. And if that wasn't enough, we'll have a review of what happened in October. So, I shall get on that for you in a moment. Just say that first video is saying, was our 7 AM forecast. We've got USA forecast coming up shortly at 10 to 14 there, and then at 7 PM we're going to be premiering the first Christmas update. Christmas countdown begins today for another year, and that will be starting off as a premiere at 7 PM this evening, so I shall see you then, hopefully, fingers crossed. Right, so it's been your day at GavsWeatherVids today. Please like, share, subscribe on all other videos. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, okay, so let's get on with the November forecast. So we'll begin with October. So the GavsWeatherVids October forecast was for a rather milder than average October. We thought we'd have above average temperature, not excessively hot, but an above average temperature for October. And we also predicted that it would come out with near normal rainfall, wetter and drier periods offsetting one another. Well, the temperature anomaly for October comes out, yes, above average, not excessively so, but against the 81 to 2010 average we see that most areas, in fact all areas, are above average, so it was another milder than average month, quite clearly, so that side of the forecast went very nicely. Precipitation-wise, it was a little bit more unsettled, perhaps, than anticipated. You see overall was sort of average or above average. So not everywhere was wetter than average. Many parts of Scotland average rainfall, much of Northern Ireland average rainfall, many parts of Wales away from the far north and west of Wales average rainfall. Other areas are wetter though, like much of northern, particularly northwestern England are wetter than average, and many central southern parts of England are wetter than average as well. So it's a funny old month for rainfall. It wasn't particularly, so from a rain days perspective, the number of days when it actually rained, it was about average really. It wasn't excessive, but when it did rain, it was very wet, if you see what I mean. So that's how the rainfall totals clocked up. So maybe a little bit wetter than anticipated, but I don't think the rainfall forecast was too bad. And then just for sunshine, we see that many areas did have a rather duller than average month, particularly so for central and northern regions, particularly dull across Scotland actually. So it was quite a dull October, relatively mild, but a little bit on the wet side. I think the GavsWeatherVids October forecast was okay. It follows on from a September forecast. It wasn't too bad. I'm quite pleased with how the October forecast came out. Again, perhaps a little bit wetter than anticipated. So maybe like a couple of points reductive for that. But otherwise, not a bad forecast. Right, okay, let's go on and have a look at what's going on with November then. So this is the CANSIPS mean sea level pressure anomaly forecast for November. I'm just going to get a highlighter working. We're going to be at Tropical Tidbits with this. So while I wait for the highlighter to work, because it does take a little while, I'm just going to tell you that, yes, we will be premiering our first Christmas update for you tonight at 7 PM. So if you're around the channel at 7 PM this evening, then we're going to be doing the very first Christmas countdown. We've got 25 of those penciled in. Can you believe it? 25 of the Christmas countdowns penciled in between now and Christmas Eve. So it's going to be epic. It's going to be an epic journey. There we go. The highlighters up. And yeah, so hopefully I'll see you tonight at 7 PM. I'll be in the live chat with everyone and we'll be able to watch it together. It runs around 13 minutes. It's not a long video, but it's a bit of fun, and it does just get the Christmas countdown off to a flying start, hopefully. Right, so let's get back to business with the November forecast then. Killed a bit of time doing that. So here we go, the mean sea level pressure anomaly for CANSIPS. So we're going to have, for November, we're going to have below average pressure, low pressure will be to our north and also to our northeast as well. Some higher pressure to the south and also to the south, also to the west. So this sort of indicates like a westerly flow. Atlantic-driven month is likely in November with winds coming in from the west to maybe at times northwesterly direction. There might be the prospect of one or two cold snaps in with that, but it is an Atlantic-driven signal. The temperature anomaly for November with CANSIPS is above average. A mild average month is indicated there. The precipitation anomaly looks wetter than average in the north and a little bit drier than average to our south in what is, as I say, a firmly sort of Atlantic-driven month. This our CFS V2 is looking in some ways similar to CANSIPS, but it is taking the area of above average heights, the high pressure, further away from us to our northwest. Is 700 millibar high dominantly, taking that high pressure away from us well into the Atlantic, trough of low pressure over Scandinavia, which would send a jet stream on the northwest southeast alignment. So that could actually be a rather colder signal that would have the prospect of more in way of cold snaps coming through. Again, not a classic sort of northern blocking signal, so not a locked-in cold month, but it could have some cold snaps within quite an unsettled overall Atlantic-driven month. The temperature anomaly is only around average through much of Western Europe, a little bit on the above average side, but not particularly mild. You see the warmest temperatures to average across the northern and eastern parts of Europe. We've got those deep orange and red colours. Out in Western Europe, it's not too far from average. The precipitation anomaly, not all that far from average, a bit wetter than average to our north. Maybe a little bit drier than average or near normal in the south. It does look quite a wet month, though, unsettled month, much of northern and also Western Europe, it must be said. And then finally, we've got the Beijing Climate Centre, which looks like this, very much in line with all of the other models, really. Again, below average heights to the north, above average heights to our west. The centre of that pool, quite a long way from us. Again, you think we're bringing like westerlies, but could send a jet stream on a northwest southeast line at a time, might allow prospect for some cold snaps. Temperature anomalies, Beijing Climate Centre are forecast to be above average, a mild, perhaps even very mild month indicated there, and rather wetter than average as well, with above average rainfall. Note, it is drier than average, like up towards Greenland and through the North Atlantic, indicating that there is going to be higher pressure to our north and west, which I would have thought would allow for some cold snaps. So we've got a clear signal here from these models, which is to have a very mild November, although CFS have reduced that a little bit, but the other two are looking really mild with temperature for November, and a rather unsettled month. I do think it will be a rather unsettled month, so I suspect we will, you know, have spells of rain coming through at times, but I reckon it'll probably be a little bit colder than these models are indicating. I don't think it'll be a very cold month, so I don't think we're going to have like a really wintry November, but I do think there'll be some cold snaps in, and perhaps especially later on in the month there could be one or two northerly outbreaks. So overall, the temperature anomaly, I would say probably it comes out a little bit closer to average than we've had through this autumn so far, which means a rather cooler month actually. So the temperature anomaly coming out, you know, perhaps a little bit above average, might even be a little bit below average, but not a particularly big deviation from the 81 to 2010 average. So, so yeah, you know, quite close to average temperature. Precipitation-wise, it's a little bit more difficult, so I think we've still got an unsettled signal here, but with higher pressure in the Atlantic as well. So let's say average rainfall, average precipitation as well. And within that, there is a chance of a little bit of snow, probably for more northern areas. But later on in the month, maybe even you won't rule that out. You know, if one of those areas of low pressure takes a southerly track of jet stream, wouldn't even rule out a little bit of snow perhaps down in the south, and probably a little bit more frost than you would expect in a normal November. So not like a really cold month. I don't think we're going to get a very wintry November, but I think we'll have a colder flavour. There'll be a colder feel, and particularly so later on in the month when you know, I would not be ruling out the chance of one or two northerly outbreaks. So average temperatures, average precipitation in what is a cooler month compared to what we've had compared to the other two. But there's a chance it might get a lot colder than that, especially later on. But I think we play it safe at the moment. There's no particularly strong signal for like a really cold spell of weather at the moment. So I think we'll just say that there might be some colder snaps later on. Right, just have a quick sneak peek at December. This is it for a CFS V2 700 millibar height anomaly for December. Looks like that. On the face of it, quite an interesting month this, with a ridge of above average heights going northwards and extending back to blocking within the high latitudes, where we've got this white area. You would think that's going to be a trough of low pressure. And so, under that trough of low pressure, you would not be ruling out the chance of pulling in cold northerly or northeasterly winds from that. So maybe we'll have a wintry end to 2021. That'd be a turn up for the books, wouldn't it? We'll have to see about that. It's a long way off, and we've got enough to be going on with November. Okay, I'll be back later on with the USA forecast, but for this video, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.